Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, I said this was going to happen this week, and Deirdre Bosa, now you can officially post that tweet that says it's happening, because now it's happening. Without further ado, let's get into the story. Elon Musk's Twitter tells staff layoffs will be announced Friday, and of course, they were announced today. So without further ado, let's get into this. Twitter Inc. has told employees it will notify them about headcount reductions on Friday, a move that comes about a week after billionaire Elon Musk acquired the social media company. The company, in a message sent to staff on Thursday, didn't spell out the extent of the cuts. Twitter had more than 7,500 employees at the start of this year, according to a regulatory filing. Now, as I've talked about in the past, we can expect about 50% is what I'm thinking, maybe as high as 2/3, but even that seems really high now. Recall from a couple of weeks ago, I did cover the topic, and there was a quote in one of these articles about how Twitter, as of last year, was already looking to make a headcount reduction, reducing their personnel costs from 1.5 billion by 800 million, which is about 50%. So this was already going to happen. The email seen by the Wall Street Journal said employees would receive a message by 9 a.m. Pacific time Friday about whether they were affected. The staff reductions were intended to place Twitter on a healthy path, according to the company's email. So let's get into that email that they were sent out. First of all, just a little shout out. Now you can type in the quartering and look what pops up in the search results. The quartering. No, he's not down here at the very bottom. You don't have to go and find him manually. He pops up in the search results. So Jeremy, congratulations on no longer being shadow banned on Twitter. Now let's go to the tweet where he covered this. From at the quartering, Twitter layoffs begin in 12 hours. They have so many employees, folks just have to sit in front of their computers and wait. Building locked down, badges disabled. So let us look at the mail that they got, the letter that they got. Team, in an effort to place Twitter on a healthy path, we will go through the difficult process of reducing our global workforce on Friday. So far, standard boilerplate. Hey, we're firing a bunch of people. We recognize that this will impact a number of individuals. Yeah, of course, because it's going to be like 25% to start and 50% eventually. We have made valuable contributions to Twitter, but this action is unfortunately necessary because your previous management sucked and allowed you to not turn a profit for multiple years on end. I mean, unfortunately, this action is necessary to ensure the company's success moving forward. Yeah, that's what they meant, though. The company has not been turning a profit, and guess what? Elon Musk is a capitalist. He does intend to make a profit from Twitter. And, you know, another thing I'll interject is Elon Musk is a capitalist, but he's also actually a classical liberal. That's why he's for free speech. People think that he is some ultra right-wing guy, but a lot of the positions that he has are not right-wing at all. He is very much a guy in the center or left of center. And it's just that the political landscape has shifted so far that now, like, anybody who's not an absolute fucking raving lunatic, socialist, woke, social justice warrior dipshit is basically considered an ultra right-wing person. So yeah, I've always been a middle person, middle to just right of middle myself. But yeah, now I'm basically, according to anyone out there, I would basically be a Yahtzee, even though I still consider myself very much in the middle. Continuing with this letter, given the nature of our distributed workforce and our desire to inform impacted individuals as quickly as possible, communications for this process will take place via email. Everyone will receive an email with the subject line, your role at Twitter. If your employment is not impacted, you will receive a notification via your Twitter email. If your employment is impacted, you will receive a notification with the next steps via your personal email. So this is interesting. This means that Twitter has the personal email for each of its employees, or maybe they were asked to give one as a result of this process. So it's hard to say that they didn't know this was going to happen if that was the case. If they were just asked, you must verify your personal email for this process. And then, of course, it continues to help ensure the safety of each employee as well as Twitter systems and customer data. Emphasis on Twitter systems and customer data. I guess if somebody like went off the rails, then I could see that being an issue of employee safety. But then, you would have to assume then that they employ people who could be unstable or moved to instability simply by being let go. Who knows? Who knows what that says about the employees there? Our offices will be temporarily closed and all badge access will be suspended. So don't come in, you can't come in. If you're in an office or on your way to an office, go home. We acknowledge this is an incredibly challenging experience to go through, whether or not you're impacted. Thank you for continuing to adhere to Twitter policies that prohibit you from discussing confidential company information on social media with the press or elsewhere. In other words, don't leak this shit, like this letter here has been leaked. Don't leak this shit or else. That's what that means. Finally, we're grateful for your contribution to Twitter and for your patience as we move through the process, which is just like, okay, now get the fuck out. Cordially yours, new Twitter management. Okay, let's jump back to the article now. Later Thursday night, a growing number of Twitter employees said that they had indeed lost access to the company's Slack and email accounts in an apparent sign that they were among the chosen few to be laid off. Quote, one person wrote on Twitter, quote, looks like I'm unemployed, y'all. The layoffs cap a tumultuous period for Twitter staff that began in April when the company first disclosed Mr. Musk had become its largest individual shareholder, at which point I personally rejoiced because I could see that this was going to get interesting very quickly. Of course, Mr. Musk then agreed to join Twitter's board, which I also found very interesting. I thought, well, he tried to change this from within, and then he decided not to, at which point I knew he was going to try to change this from the outside. And then he quickly followed that up by launching a bid for the company that Twitter eventually accepted. And as soon as he launched his bid for the company, I knew it was all over. Weeks later, Mr. Musk raised questions about the deal, then tried to abandon it because, of course, the people in control of Twitter at the time were a bunch of dirty liars who obfuscated and, let's just say it, they lied about data about bots. Of course, he tried to abandon it before reversing course again last month and saying he would go ahead with the transaction, which is proof here in black and white that he wasn't forced to buy Twitter like some people are reporting. He chose to buy Twitter in the end. I mean, this could still be going on and dragging through the courts if he had not chosen to go forward with the acquisition. Along the way, he at times criticized the company and its executives. He has always criticized the company and its executives for as long as I can remember, even before all of the horseshit with him getting a major acquisition. Like, that was sort of like, honestly, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know exactly what happened, but that was a sign that had occurred when he said, fine, I'm taking a stake in Twitter and I'm going to launch a hostile takeover. I had my suspicions, but when he first bought that stake, I was like, oh, well, this is going to get interesting. Twitter employees have been bracing for job cuts, meaning, again, they knew this was coming. So this isn't a surprise. The Wall Street Journal previously reported the company was drafting plans for broad layoffs, with one investor saying up to 50% of staff could be cut and that the employees would be evaluated to determine the scope of the firing. See? And that was back when it was being run under previous management. So again, proof in black and white that this cut was already coming. So Twitter employees were aware that this was a potential, that this was likely going to happen. And I guess anyone who thought it wouldn't happen after Elon Musk took over was truly living in fantasy land. Here we go. This is interesting. Even before officially taking control of Twitter, Mr. Musk had indicated that he was concerned about the company's expenses. Twitter has posted a loss in 8 of its past 10 fiscal years, according to FactSet. So again, in black and white, that Twitter the previous people who were managing Twitter were not doing a good job of managing it, and they needed to cut headcount. It was going to happen, always going to happen. The only way it would not happen is if they decided to ride this into the ground like Slim Pickens. yeah, they simply weren't allowed to take that option. So just to round this out, Mr. Musk, of course, went after he finished the acquisition, he moved quickly to make personal changes at the top. He fired CEO Parag Agrawal. He also fired 3 other top executives, including the General Legal Counsel, Sean Edgett. Congratulations to you, sir, on your recently being reallocated for new opportunities. Broadly, the social media industry is struggling with weaker revenue from digital advertisers. Again, a side effect of the economy that we live in, the world that we live in, which unfortunately is the world that many of these crazy buggers who work at Twitter voted for. So, there's a part of me that just says you get what you deserve. You voted for this world and you got it. And it's not so fucking peaches and cream now, is it? Get what you deserve. Tech companies beyond social media have embarked on a belt tightening that is leading to job losses and hiring freezes across the industry. On Thursday, ride-hailing company Lyft and payments company Stripe both announced major layoffs, and Amazon said it would freeze corporate hiring for months. So we are in the shit. We're in the middle of it, and you know who to thank. Most of these crazy whack jobs that work at Twitter, the crazy whack job woke weirdos that have infested Twitter for years and years now, and basically run anyone off the platform under some pretense or excuse if they had a different opinion on anything. So the layoffs at Twitter are finally happening. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, if you want to continue to support the channel, then please click the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you're enjoying this content, then please do subscribe, as every subscription counts. You can also support the channel through patreon.com, link in the description below. Become a member. Just even the entry-level $1 membership will help out immensely. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's all I have for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.